Hello, my name is Stephan F. I'm from IBM Canada, from the Business Analytics Office of the CTO. That's the division within IBM that builds analytical software. Business analytics in general deals with how do you take all the information that you have and turn that data into information, into insights, and then to change. So we build tools and technologies and research that try and help you make that journey. Some of our tools are specific for enterprises, but a lot of our tools is basically also part of the Smarter Cities, Smarter Planet initiative. So how can we help the entire planet? How can we help cities take all the data that they're collecting, open it up, analyze it, understand it, and then be able to turn that insight, that information into change, hopefully for the better of the city or for the planet. In many cases, being able to understand all this data that you have, the volume of the data, the different types of data, not just numbers and statistics, but sometimes documents, conversations, what people are saying on Twitter and Facebook, taking that information and understanding it requires visualization. So I have a personal interest in applying those visual techniques in order to help human understanding. Two good examples of what we're doing on the research side are IBM ManyEyes and IBM ManyBuilds. I think they are two very interesting projects. IBM ManyEyes is an attempt to democratize visualization. The idea here is that we want to give any ordinary citizen the ability to visualize their data using tools that are normally only available to trained experts. So be able to very quickly upload data, analyze it, create a perspective through visual methods, and then have a conversation around it. And it's a free site that's open to everyone, and it was done intentionally so that we could encourage that sort of public discussion that can sometimes happen around the ManyEyes site. Here's one that's around the different types of music that's in the cloud, and they took a text visualization on there. Here's someone, I guess on the music theme, looked at the different types of technologies that were used by the music industry. Here's one that's maybe a little bit more political. You know, what are we paying public state employees within Washington? Here's another one. It's a simple visualization, but one that became very popular. How many 3D films were released and how has that changed over time? The United States has a Cars for Clunkers program, and so here's an interesting heat map visualization of the types of new cars that were purchased and how that related to this government incentive program. And here's another interesting one, again from the States, on the number of malpractice claims. So it's really interesting that you can almost look at the homepage of ManyEyes and almost get a pulse beat from what the citizens of the world are thinking about and what they find interesting from a visualization and data perspective. ManyBuilds is an extension of the same concept. So how can we take what is normally a very difficult to understand process, how a bill becomes a law, and take that information and make it very transparent, very visible, very easy to understand, and very easy to visualize. And what the ManyBuilds team has done is they've taken US congressional bills, which is now open to the public, and they've taken all the bill text. And in the past, analyzing and understanding how a bill becomes laws is very, very complicated. Basically, the US Congress releases snapshots in time of the bill. And so you would see the bill on day one, and then you'd see the bill on day two. And it's very difficult to understand because you're essentially just being sent PDFs. So what this team did was they took the text of the bill and they ran automatic classification systems on it. So you can take a bill such as the one I'm showing here, and the software automatically classifies them and then color codes it based on the topic area for a specific section of the bill. So for example here's a section which is color-coded blue, and here's a section which is related to labor, and therefore it's color-coded light blue. And here's a section based on taxation, and so it's been color-coded green. So you can very quickly look at the text of the bill at this very high level and see what the topics are. So if you're interested in healthcare or social security or taxation, you can very quickly find the sections that you're interested in. One of the most exciting aspects of both ManyEyes and ManyBuilds is the fact that we have been able to get citizens engaged and very interested in building different perspectives, because everyone brings to the table a very different viewpoint. And sometimes it takes the power of visualization and information analysis to be able to formulate that opinion. And by doing it in a public way, you can then have a very visible platform that you might not normally have to be able to have that discussion. We are close to having almost 1 million visualizations published on Many Eyes, and almost all of those, as you can imagine, didn't come from IBM. They came from ordinary people all across the world, all building their own insights, perspectives, and visualizations around data that's interesting to them. And that's a very exciting global conversation to have. What really gets me excited is taking something that's brand new and possibly very novel and very innovative, and making that and presenting that and building capabilities around that that makes it accessible for everyone. So what I love, what my passion is taking things from research, like Many Eyes 2 years ago, and turning it into something that would be scalable and usable by the entire world.